Thank you so much to the Martha's Vineyard Museum and the board for this great honor. And I see that I'm in the company of very important people who have contributed an awful lot to Martha's Vineyard. I never thought when I came here when I was 11 that I would be standing here receiving this honor. My daughter's told just about my whole story, but I looked in the audience and I wanted to talk about the fact that when I came to Featherstone, the question that I got in phone calls I got said, "What's Featherstone? Where's Featherstone? How do I get to Featherstone?" And I was determined that those calls were going to dwindle in number. Instead of getting hundreds of them a day, that I would spend my time at Featherstone trying to make people know where Featherstone is, what it is, and how it can serve this community, this wonderful island that I truly love. My biggest concern when I came here was that coming from a children's museum, I would recreate a children's museum. But one of the first things I did do was to say that I did want to offer more programming for younger children. And I'm going to be personal today because I'm going to point out some people who have really helped me be successful at Featherstone. And so I said I wanted to do something for young children. And so I asked Ms. Lonnie over there if she would create a program for young children so that I could say, well, we serve at Featherstone children from 3 years old and adults up to 103. And we have had people at Featherstone who are 103 that take part in our art classes. I also wanted to focus on the high school students. And I see a young man up here who's given several shows and had several shows from high school at Featherstone. And I always comment on the fact that Marshall Pratt, who has become quite a successful photographer and well-known, always says my first show was at Featherstone. That's what I always wanted to hear. And so we do have, I did involve the young people and include the young people in the program. We have free after-school programming for young people as well. And that's been due and it's carried on because of the help and support of Gene McCarthy, who was one of our past board directors of our board. I wanted to point out that in my collaborations, not only with the high school, but with the museum, I worked with Lindsay Lee. I don't know if Lindsay's here today, I don't know if I saw her, but Lindsay worked with me to bring an absolutely gorgeous exhibit to Featherstone, and that was Lois Miley Jones' early textile exhibit. And that was one of the most successful exhibits that Featherstone has had. Also, I came up with the bright idea of having a program for youngsters, for vineyard families, so that they could explore the different cultural institutions on the vineyard. And so Nancy Cole, is she here? Nancy wrote a wonderful grant for that collaboration, and we partnered with Polly Hill, the museum, the Farm Institute, Felix Neck, and the Yard, and Featherstone, so that youngsters could come to experience each of those cultural facilities here on Martha's Vineyard. Many parents of those youngsters that took part in that had not even been to any of those institutions. So that was really a wonderful collaboration, which we did twice, and we wanted to perhaps do it again. We're going to try for that again as a collaboration. We've had partnerships with Windermere, the charter school. We even had a birthday party for Pete Seeger on our campus. We've had wonderful musical festivals. We've had jazz and Cape Verdean music. We've had, and Marla Blakey has collaborated with us to bring those. Well, there's Marla back there too. We've had wonderful board support. And feel kind of really humbled to stand here and say what I have accomplished as preserving the culture and arts and so forth of the Vineyard, because it's been with the support of wonderful board members like Nancy Kingsley over there, Charlie Harp, I see, Marcia and Bill Randall. I don't know if I see any other board members. Gail Ferris right here.
Denny.
I was going to get to Denny because Denny hired me. And Andrea is back there too. So it's the board members. And look at the board support that I have to come out to see me receive this honor. But some other things too that I'd like to mention. We have a wonderful labyrinth at Featherstone, which is given to us and donated to us by Claudia Miller, who you probably know in this neighborhood because of the Point Way. And she's done wonderful. She's offered the Point Way to all the visiting artists that come to Featherstone and to come to the museum too, I imagine. And can you imagine an artist coming to you and saying, I'm not long for this world, but I would love a beautiful memorial garden to be at Featherstone because it has been so meaningful to me as an artist, and I want to be remembered at Featherstone. And that was done really, and we had a wonderful dedication garden to her memory and to her artistry and to her love of the arts at Featherstone. So it's we also have a sculpture garden. I say it's not as grand and wonderful as the Cornwall Sculpture Garden, but it's a start, and maybe at some point the new generation will carry it forward and make it a Cornwall Sculpture Garden importance. Coming from the Children's Museum background, I really tried to support MBTV's efforts and work with Denny to provide television production skills to young people. That's my primary interest at MBTV, is to see to it that we have carry on that knowledge to young people. I also work hard to promote and support the businesses in Oak Bluffs and the Oak Bluffs Association. But we did some fun things at Featherstone too. And one of the most recent ones was our Garden Tea Party fashion show, in which I sold one of your staff people, Miss Anna Carringer, who was the star model. And so you see, I have lots of connections with the museum, and the museum has done a lot to help and support us in our fun things and our serious things and our artistic endeavors. So I'd like to thank you and Gail, who is a co-director, director for Featherstone and director for the museum, for your support. And I hope that all of you, if you did not come on Saturday to our 15th birthday party, that you will come for our other events of poetry readings and chocolate festivals and all of the wonderful artistic programs that we have, in which we really support the Vineyard artists who love to come to Featherstone and to continue the community of the arts. We are a true community. If you were there on Saturday, you would have seen families galore and taking part in all the arts programs that we have to offer. So thank you to all of those people that I have mentioned and all of those who have supported Featherstone. And now everyone knows where Featherstone is. Everyone knows my name, you know that?